Hey folks, it's Matt at Giraffe Audio, and today we're going to be having a look at the new Native Instruments Replika XT. Now you might remember the Replika. It was a small delay unit they released a while back. Really nice, quite simple, but really clean kind of delay unit and quite nice. However, the new XT is quite expanded. I've been having a bit of a play around with it and I really like what I've seen so far. So let's take a look at it. I'm in Logic, as you can see. And there we go. I've got a bit of a dub styley loop going on. Just some drums and a bit of bass. The drums are provided by Battery 4. There we go. I'm using the Reggaetoni kit. And then I've just got a simple sub bass, which is just the EXS24 with no sample loaded in. I use this for loads of my sub basses. It's just a very pure sine wave, and yeah, I use it on a lot of tracks just to provide that bottom end. Very simple, very quick, all good. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick the Replika XT on the drum kit. So I've got it bypassed at the moment. So if I bring it up, and there we can see our interface, quite clean and straightforward, but there's a lot of power behind the hood. So let's switch it on and let's have a listen. Okay, so there we go. We've got a number of just stop the music and hear me properly. We've got a number of models that we can use for our delays. I'll just go through them quickly with you. We've got the modern one, which is modern. What does that really mean? I'm not sure. Analog, so kind of an analog delay, old type sounding stuff. We've got the classic tape delay, which is probably one of my favourites. I use tape delay a lot. I use the tape delay built-in one in Logic quite a bit myself, so it's nice to see that in here. We've got vintage digital, so your kind of units from back in the late 80s, 90s, that kind of thing. And we've got diffusion. Diffusion's kind of more in the realms of reverb, but what we'll do, we'll pop through a few of these styles. You can hear the difference it makes to the sound. So let's go back to modern. Okay, there we go, and we'll get that going. There we go, just turning up the saturation there. You can hear it kind of gives it a nice kind of almost tape saturation sound to it. Turn up the rate, kind of changes the LFO, so you get this kind of almost chorusy kind of sound. And you can also, you've got shelving EQs there, so you can take off the low end if it's been a little bit distracted, and also we can take off the top end just to kind of give that, push the delay back in like the stereo kind of the depth, which is quite good. So let's move on to analog. Okay, so straight away I've turned up the depth, and you can kind of hear how it's very different to the modern one. It's kind of the timing is moving around quite a bit, and we can tell it the kind of character we want it to have. So we've got grungy, we've got dark, we've got warm and clean. All these kind of terms we use in the studio, which it's very hard to nail down exactly what they mean, especially dark. I'm always very confused. Oh, it sounds very dark. Oh, okay. But yeah, as you can see, it does sound very different to the modern one, which is quite nice. There's a lot of variation just between those two. Let's move on. Tape, one of my favourite ones. So you got a few controls here. We've got tape age, so I'm going to turn it up so it's 100% aged, and saturation again. That kind of tape warmth. Switch noise on and off. And we got wow and flutter. So if I turn up wow and flutter, you'll kind of start hearing that kind of very particular sound that tape delays have, of kind of, you know, the tape warping and whatnot. So I'll turn it all the way up. So you get kind of like filtering, and you get kind of like movement within the timing. It's all quite nice. Then we got vintage digital. Again, quality, we can turn it down to all the way down to crunch. So we've got crunch, we've got low, we've got medium, and we got high. I really like the crunch. Kind of gives it that kind of bit crushed sound. Again, the LFO rate kind of affects the pitch, so you get that kind of chorusy kind of thing. Quite nice. Moving on, we've got diffusion. So there you go. Like what I said before about diffusion, it's very it's more of a reverb than a delay. You've got that kind of early reflection things going on. It's really nice though. The kind of sound design aspect of Replika XT is really nice. You can get some really cool results very, very quickly, and very varied results as well. There you go, the movement kind of like, it's almost like a breathing. There we go, with the size really small, it's almost like a slapback delay. You'll notice I'm not changing the actual timing at all at the moment. I'm just playing around with these controls of the various delay models, and that's about it. So yeah, one more click and we're back to the modern style. Okay, so moving on from there, one feature which I really like, I can't remember if I've seen it before, probably have, but who knows. I certainly don't. But it's the mix control, which of course, you know, we see that on loads of effects. But what's really nice is this little button here, which is the lock. Now, you might wonder why I'm getting so excited about that, but the fact is that flicking through presets, it really does depend on how you're using your delay unit. So you may be using it as, I am at the moment, I'm using it as an insert plugin, but where I normally use a delay is I'll use it on the auxes or on the sends. And of course, if you're using it on the sends, you always need to have your mix set to 100% wet. Reason being is that you don't want the dry signal doubling up. So if I've got my mix set to 100% and then I flick through the presets, it's not guaranteed that the presets are going to be all set up to use the unit on the sends. Some presets may be programmed for use as an insert effect. But if I lock it like so and flick through the presets, this mix control will stay exactly where I've set it. Now you can move it freely yourself, but if it's locked, no matter when you flick through the presets, it will always stay at the position you've set it. So that's great to just bang it onto your sends and then just go through the presets. I really like that feature, and I'd like to see that feature on more stuff. So yeah, so moving on, we've got our kind of timing. We can choose dotted, triplets, just MS, or straight notes, and then we've got our feedback control, which goes up to 120%, which maybe it's kind of like going up to 11. You know, most feedback only goes to 100%. Ours doesn't. Ours goes to 120%. What I found with the feedback is it's quite well controlled. I found with certain delay plugins, you can whack up the feedback, and very soon the sound gets into speaker tearing kind of territory. I haven't found this with this so far. I'll just play it back with 120% feedback. So as you can see, yeah, it did peak the meters, but it really didn't move it into that, you know, kind of dangerous kind of highs. It stayed the same volume, really. The sound got more and more, but it didn't start distorting really badly, even though it peaked the meters. So I don't know what's going on in the back end there, but it seems to be quite tamed. You can get those extreme sounds, but without the danger of ruining your speakers, or more importantly, ruining your ear holes. So really good. Also, we can set it in either single mode, which is what I've got it on at the moment. Let's play a little bit of that. Let's move down my mix there to 50% again. Or I can flick it into dual mode, and I've got two poles of delays now, which I can set separately. At the moment, you can see I've got one dotted and one straight. So as you can hear straight away, you can get some really complicated sounding stuff really simply. Let's turn down the feedback a bit. Okay, great. So that's kind of all the delay kind of side of it, but also in the XT they've expanded it by allowing you to use effects as well onto the delay, which is really quite cool. I'll flick through them, and then we'll do a few audio examples so you can hear exactly what they do. So starting out first, we've got no effects, which has no effects. Let's move on. We've got phaser. We've got controls for that, and we've got flanger. We've got chorus, frequency shifter, and filter, and pitch shifter, and finally micro pitcher. So let's have a flick through, and we'll just play some stuff. I'm just going to flick back to single mode for now, and we'll go back to our first one, which is phaser. Let's turn up the depth. So again, I mean, I can't stress, enough about the sound design aspect of Replika XT. I think you can get some really high quality results really quite quickly. Of course, it's all program dependent. I'm doing all this stuff on drums, but of course, this stuff works on all kinds of things. Okay, so that's our phaser. Let's go into flanger. Really nice metallic sounding, that classic flanger sound. Again, the feedback control is quite well controlled. It doesn't get out of control, which flangers can kind of get into that kind of territory. very elastic sounding, really good. Okay, let's move on. Chorus. So you do get some of the kind of chorusy kind of effects with the rate control over that side, but if you do want that kind of classic chorus sound, there you go. So you can get that kind of tape delay effect, but not using the tape. You can use the chorus to get that kind of weird pitch shifting kind of sound. Okay, moving on, we've got the frequency shifter. Really like this one. Get some really crazy results. This is where you can start turning your drum sounds into kind of lead lines and stuff like that. Yeah, really nice stuff from that. Filter. Again, one of my favourite effects they've got in the Replika XT. We've got various modes as well. We've got a low pass, we've got a high pass, we've got a band pass, we've got peak, and we've got notch. I really like the notch one. Notch sounds really nice. Really great with those skittering kind of drum sounds for drum and bass and genres like that. Moving on, we got the pitch shifter. Separate left and right control, so we can pitch shift up by an octave on our right hand side and pitch shift down by an octave on our left hand side, or anywhere between. We've got a couple of different modes as well. We've got smooth mode, tight mode, kind of more granular sounding, and we've got drums as well, which is even tighter sounding. Yeah, so great fun there with the pitch shifter. And then finally we've got the micro pitcher. So we've got a couple of different styles, 1, 2 and 3. So it's just a case of playing around with these and seeing what works. Okay, so let's go back to no effects. So we've got our single, we've got our dual. Over this side as well, we've got our standard, and we've got ping pong. So we can just put it into ping pong mode. And then the delay will swap from side to side in a classic ping pong delay, which is quite a nice little feature. Okay, so there we go. There's a quick demo of the Replika XT. Kind of closing thoughts is I really like it. I can't wait to get using it on some productions. Really kind of versatile delay unit with a lot of options, I can see myself sticking to the tape delay stuff just because that's my bag, but there we go. Love the way the fact it's got effects which you can directly affect the delay you're putting on there, because I normally need to stack up effects when I'm using delays for certain results. It's great that the interface is so simple really, but like I say, there's a lot going on under the hood. So that's it for this video. Please do like and subscribe and all that stuff. And if you got any questions, do leave them in the comments below and I'll try my best to answer them. So yeah, cheers for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.